Hi guys, this is the ethereal voice of Mr. Young coming at you from the great beyond, which is to say that I'm at a doctor's appointment with my wife and kids, so I can't be in today, and unfortunately it's the first day of the trimester, so hello, it's nice to meet you all. We'll do this for real tomorrow. In the meantime, we got to do a little bit of math still, so we're doing some math. Fun facts about extended algebra 2. Number one, I haven't taught this class in like 6 or 7 years, and I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm saying because I think it's been like 6 or 7 years. Thing number two, I'm also trying some new tech out. Apparently these little cameras up here have a screen recording option. I hope it works. You guys are going to do our best today. We're going to do our best every day. It's going to be a good trimester. We're going to get you guys finished up with Algebra 2, moving on to greener pastures. In the meantime, let's jump right in. You guys remember quadratics from Algebra 1? We're doing them again. We're going to do them a little faster, except not. It's going to be sweet. Here we have it. F of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. This, where a is not equal to 0, is important, because if that equals 0, it doesn't go there, and then we just have a linear term, or a linear function. But we're not graphing lines, we're graphing these things. What are these things called? Parabolas, also known as that U-shaped thingy. Parabolas have a couple of key features that we're going to be focusing on in this chapter, the most important of which is this guy right here. That's the vertex, known as the highest or lowest point on any of these parabola graphs. Now, because they are so important, we identify them by their coordinates, right? Every coordinate on the graph has an x coordinate and a y coordinate, how far left and right, how far up and down. The vertex, because it's special, doesn't get an x and a y, it gets an h and a k. Write that down. The vertex has the h value for its x coordinate and the k value for its y coordinate. We'll use that terminology a lot, so I want to introduce it today. Vertex, h and k. Now, in this, we also have some other stuff, namely this axis of symmetry. I'm going to highlight it in red here. It doesn't show up that well still, but you get it. It's labeled. The axis of symmetry is the vertical line right down the middle. Okay, if I fold the left side over to the right side, or vice versa, I did that backwards. Don't tell anybody. If I fold these over, they'll match perfect. That's what we call them, the axis of symmetry. Left side matches the right side. And this is a vertical line at x equals h. So whatever this h value is, that's the equation for this line. Okay, matches the x, the vertex. So find the vertex in these problems. You'll find the vertex first almost every single time. It's always going to have good information for you. And then when you have to write the equation for the axis of symmetry, it's just x equals whatever that number is. So far, so good. Pausing for dramatic effect, and if you need to pause the video, slide it on up. When you are graphing these, you will have to graph them, and we're going to use Desmos to kind of help make this easy. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to type this function into the calculator, we're going to turn this function into a table of values, and then plot those points. So here's where the new tech comes in. Is this working? Try again. Is it working now? Hopefully we can see this. I'll find out in 10 minutes when I'm done recording. We're going to type in y equals negative x to the second power, just like that. And actually, let's get real fancy with it. If this is really going to work, you can see both of these things right now. We'll see. We'll see. I'll try it. Worst case scenario, I have to re-record a video. Not the first time, not the last time. Anyway, once I got this in, I'm going to change this to y1, change this to x1, and then make a table. And change this to y1, and change this to, no, sorry, yeah, x. I said that backwards. Let's see if this works. Negative 5, yep, there we go. Negative 4, 3, 2, 1. And look at that. I got a parabola. I got a parabola. So you type in the equation, make sure it has the 1's after it. Y sub 1 equals negative x sub 1. Okay? And I don't know why Desmos makes us do it that way, but it does. But then once we start typing in x values, You saw that it kind of created that pattern. You just start slamming the enter button, and it makes the whole table for you. Pretty neat. Bonus points, I can now see the exact points I'm going to graph. I click these 5 in the middle because that's usually the ones I want. In particular, that vertex right there, that's the highest point. So I can kind of see, oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Cool, cool. Now I come over to my homework and I just plot those points. 0, 0, 1, -1, 2, -4, right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, there's good. And because it's symmetrical, I just copy those points over to the other side. -1, -1, -2, -4. There they are. Connect the dots. It's like I'm back in kindergarten. Best days of my life. I wish I knew it then. That's that. And if you guys are like regular math students, that might be the hardest part. We have some more vocab to talk about, but first, the vertex. The vertex is that highest or lowest point right here. H is 0, K is 0. And if I know that H right here is 0 because H is the x-coordinate of the vertex, well then my axis of symmetry, x equals H, x equals 0. I can draw a little dotted line down the middle. Left side would match the right side. Only one we haven't talked about is the y-intercept. Y-intercept is the point where we cross this bad boy down the middle, the y-axis. Yeah, I got a highlighter. Okay. Wherever we cross that y value is what our y-intercept will be. So in this case, the y value here, when we cross the y-axis, is also 0. It's the point 0, 0. This will not always happen. We'll see that in some other examples, but that's the idea. Wherever across the y-axis, that's what we're looking for. Pausing for everybody to catch up. Let's do another one. 1/4 x squared plus x minus 1. We'll come back over here, get rid of all that, get rid of all that. Let's see. Y equals 1 divided by 4. I just use the divided by button to get to the fraction. Press the right arrow to get out of that. X squared plus x minus 1. There it is. That's the shape of our parabola. A couple of things I didn't show you in the previous example because we were focused on the table, but look, there's the vertex. One of the beautiful things about Desmos, I can just click on the vertex. So before I even start graphing, I can just say, oh yeah, it's at -2, -2, the lowest point. Easy. All right. I can also find the y-intercept. I can just click on it. 0, -1. That's, yeah, oh gosh, that's really something, Mr. Young. I tell you. Eventually, we're going to need these two guys, but not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Teaser. Vertex is -2, -2, so H is -2. Axis of symmetry, x equals -2. There it is. There it is. And then I can plot my points. Come over here. Add the table. Boom. Let's see. Change this to y1. Change this to x1. There it is. And then start typing in. What do I want? Let's do -5 again. -4. -3. Why is this not working? Oh. Hold on, I'm still recording. That didn't work. Okay, we're going to figure this out on the fly. I did something wrong. Oh, I know why. There's 2 x1s. You see what I did there? You see what I did there? You got to have both of them. Okay, now, we'll edit that out in post. Mr. Young, you don't edit. You're right, I don't. -5, -4. See, it's working again. Yeah, I did it. Okay, I did it. And look, over here, I can see my points. I need 5 of them. I like to have the vertex and 2 more. So -2, -2. Ooh, gross. -3, -1.75. Oh, that's better. That's better. Okay, let's do 0, -1, and -4, -1. Right? I don't have to plot every point, just the easy ones. -2, -2, right there. Yeah, right there. And then what was it? 0, -1, and then -4, -1. Okay, it's a little bigger guy. If I needed the 5th points, which I don't think I'm going to have space for anyway, but I can just keep going. So, oops, wrong button. There we go. Oh yeah, 2, 2. We can do 2, 2, no problem. Yeah, that's pretty simple. Yeah, and then I can just go over here because it's symmetrical. Thanks, math. Connect the dots. Do your best. Looks something like that. All right. We'll leave this one for now. When I come back, we can go over that one again, make sure everybody's clear on this in person. Last thing I'm going to ask you to do, I'll just do one of these for the sake of time. I will occasionally, on the homework, give you problems where I don't do the full graph. I just want to look at the equation. Negative 1/2 x squared minus 8x minus 32. Let's type that into Desmos. Don't fall. Don't fall. It's going to fall. Hold on. I got it. Let's see. Y equals negative 1/2 x squared minus 8x minus 32. All right. There's my graph. Fun fact with Desmos, if you didn't know, you can click and drag, see the whole thing. And this is actually great because for these ones, I don't actually need to plot it. So I don't need the full table. I can just find the vertex. Again, all these problems are going to want to find the vertex right away, and there is my vertex. And this is helpful because it's asking for the minimum or maximum value. Minimum or maximum value is just the highest or lowest point on the graph, but that is also the vertex. However, we only want the value, which is the y value. In other words, this is just k. You remember k from the vertex form? K? Well, heck, there it is again. It's just k. And if the vertex is, what did we say, negative 8, 0, then the minimum or maximum value is just 0. How about that? Now, the only thing we have to figure out, though, is this a minimum value or a maximum value? I'm going to take a second. What do you think? What do you think? Look at this graph. What do you think? Is that a minimum or is that a maximum? It's a maximum, and you know it is because it's the highest point on our parabola. If it was the lowest point on our parabola, it'd be a minimum. But it's the highest, so it's a maximum. Makes sense? Cool. Down here, D stands for domain. It's all real numbers every time. All real numbers. You guys remember the domain? The set of all the possible x values in a function? Well, this graph goes left forever and it goes right forever, so the domain is all real numbers. Every number will work for every one of these parabolas every time, so the answer for this question, every time you see it, is all real numbers. Range is where the work comes in. The range is always going to be either y is greater than k or y is less than k. One of those two. Every time it's going to be one of those two. I'm going to zoom in and make sure we can see this. Every time it's going to be one of those two. Now, when is it going to be y is greater than k? When my parabola looks like this. When is it going to be y is less than k? When my parabola looks like this. If my parabola opens up and goes up forever, my range is y is greater than whatever that k value is right there. If my parabola opens down and goes down forever, my range is y is less than k. Oop, you know what? Less than or equal to. Excuse me. Pause for correction. Okay. So looking at this example where a is negative, so over here at our parabola it opens down, shoots down forever. Our range will be y is less than or equal to, what was k? 0 again. Here's the deal. I have faith in you all. I think you guys know enough of this to at least get started on the homework. And this is the first day of the try. Things are going to change. Things are going to move around. And honestly, when I see you tomorrow, I want to do some math too. So we'll go over these last two examples then. But for now, do this worksheet. It's right in the next page of the packet. You guys know how these work. Okay? You guys know how these work. Type in the equation on Desmos. Tell me what I'm looking for. Plot at least 5 points on every graph. Always include the vertex. Always include the y-intercept if possible. More. And then one nasty, wasty word problem at the bottom. You got this. Guys, I love you already. We haven't even met. Can't wait to meet you tomorrow. We'll see you then.